Tommy, how good is it to be, focused now back again on a club campaign? With Limerick football on such a high in recent weeks and months, that the club footballer is now getting his chance.
Yeah, Limerick going well in the football really is, at least it brings highlight to the club game at the moment, and the standard has really been risen. But getting back now to the club, having all our senior players back again, like it's going to make a big difference in every game.
And what's your view of the format back to a traditional expanded format after obviously a COVID format with more condensed maybe championship that you'll really get a measure of how teams are doing over this the old format back again.
Yeah, this is actually our first year now since we came up that we'll be doing the proper format, so we wouldn't really be used to it. But it's actually nice. You get more top level games, which will make a big difference. The last couple of years we probably only played 5 senior games that have been up 2 years, so it's going to make a big difference to actually get every game in and test ourselves against the best teams in Limerick.
Okay, sorry, I keep going. Sorry. I suppose, what's your view of there's a lot of debate in GA about the split season, that letting the players and the club players have their time, and, letting the club players and giving them enough space to, that clubs that would have, big county representation have full access to their players for their own campaigns.
Yeah, it's necessary. Like you need to be playing with your top players and training with your top players and playing your challenge games with all them players as well the whole time. It just makes it a lot easier on club teams and on the managers for picking teams, that you don't have to be trying to move players around for half the season and then a player comes back and it changes everything. So you kind of want to be able to play your best teams at all time. Like,
I suppose, look, over the last couple of years, Adair and Newcastle West have been the most consistent 2 teams in this championship, but there is really nothing between, if you take those as probably still the 2 standouts or favourites for this year's competition, there's very little between the rest of the sides.
Yeah, we were looking at our group anyway, and Adair are obviously in it and they're a top quality team, but every other team, I think we're all fairly level. Anyone could beat anyone on the day. It's never a given at this level that you're going to come away with the win. Like,
and I suppose, look, the last couple of years with the kind of the relegation games that you've had over the last few years and coming out the right side of those, how much do they, I suppose, toughen a team or battle harden a team for this senior championship? Because it is there is no quarter asked or given once the ball is thrown in this competition.
Yeah, our first year up, like we were in the relegation final, and just coming through it alone and staying up made a big difference. So it gave us the momentum to kick on last year. We got to the semi-final last year, obviously. If it's simple as one loss and you were gone there, so winning that made a big difference to us and our mentality. We knew we were able to deal with this level of players.
And I suppose with the new, like Trevor touching it, with that new format, I suppose go back to the old format, if you will, you had very little room for error. I'm not saying you have a lot of room for error in the new format, but it does allow you that little bit more breathing space that, last year if you lost a game or you were under pressure, if you lost the second one, you were in a relegation semi-final. But this year is a little bit different, and the pressure isn't as immediate, I suppose.
Yeah, as you said, the pressure last year was every game was a cup game, it was a knockout game kind of a job. We got our first win last year and it made a big difference. We got to relax for our second game, and we were able to push on. There wasn't as much pressure on us playing the game, so hopefully this year as well we'll be able to relax for our first few games and play them as we'd play any other game, and hopefully that's